We have to move all these, do we?
Yeah.
All right, let me do that first. Looks like we're gonna put in some driveway today. When did this happen?
When we have a mud puddle for a driveway in a parking area, and I have to put plants here, and people don't want to walk with like bug boots up to their knees.
So this isn't a case where some guy pulls up in a pickup truck and says, "Hey, I was doing a driveway up the road. I got a half a truck."
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
All right, so
coming back. That's only half. He said I got 2 loads for you. I'm like, that's not 2 loads. Dang.
well, I guess we have no more excuses not to open on a rainy day.
Yeah, true.
Even though my gutter system was working grand.
Actually, you need to seal that. It's dry.
I have to work today.
I know, but that doesn't take long.
It does. With you, it seems to become another chore after chore.
Let's get this going. I got a lot to do.
All right, so yeah, we're just giving you an update. We're trying to get ready for a garden tour this weekend. We will keep you posted here.
It's such a muddy mess. And then now it's like concrete. It's almost like you have to drive on it when it starts to dry out.
Got a lot of action going on here at the farm. I guess we should have a tour every month. That way we'll just get mega done.
How do we get this crap from the telephone pole out from under here?
You get a bucket of dirt and you put it on top of it.
A bigger tractor. We need a bigger tractor to come in and take this pole out. I try to bury it so you can't see it.
Well, eventually we'll probably need a bigger parking lot.
Look how pretty those purple flowers are.
I know, and they're free. That's what makes them even prettier.
I don't know what it is exactly.
There you go. Throw some of that in for...
Oh, you know what it is? It's this awful vine that I keep pulling out. Actually, that has pretty flowers. That's been strangling my roses and my snapdragons.
These vines are indestructible. I've never seen anything like them. Look, I can't even cut them with the choppers.
I think we should leave this as a meadow.
Good, because I'm sick of mowing it.
Yeah. No, I think you should leave it.
Well,
I think if we leave it, I hope we didn't like lose all the flowers because it would look like this, but I think we should leave it.
what happened to your nature trail?
It's in there. The lobelia loved it. It's so wet.
It looks
like
like nature's taking it back.
Well, that's fine. That's what we're trying to do there.
Are you going to weed it, or...?
No, I want it to be a meadow. What I did was I scraped up that path so I could like intentionally plant natives, but it's filled with invasive grasses. So what I want to do is take out sections and put clusters of the native plants, and just hopefully they spread in drifts. So I am still going to continue that, and a lot of the cardinal flower, which loves wet, that came up gangbusters. The cone flowers are in there. They came up. So there is stuff in there. We just have to wait for it to come up and bloom. They're kind of late summer bloomers.
I think
but I want to do clusters.
There's a buried John Deere tractor in there too, because I got stuck in the mud and it just sunk. So say goodbye to the LA 125.
Well, I noticed that you also have there's wet spots. I think we should just let it go and plant. Like, I think I'm going to go in there and scrape up a little spot and plant the plants I want in there. You know, like a 10-foot space of plants. The same thing. And just plant them in drifts. Because if this is a meadow, I would like to have a meadow too. So the nature path, we'll put the native plants in. We can, like, rototill up a spot and plant seed. But, you know, the problem is the grasses grow quicker than the plants. So I got to put good-sized plants in there so they establish.
So let it go.
I think
into
so.
a meadow.
No, I actually was going to tell you that, and then I saw you mowing it, and I'm like, all right, well, that's fine.
So I don't have to mow that again?
No, I will leave it.
Yeah, but how are you ever going to walk back
because
to...
what we'll do is we'll mow a path to walk through it. Instead of keeping the path and then mowing around it, let the whole thing grow in as a meadow, and then we'll like brush hog a path through it. I think that's the easiest. And then we have a pretty meadow.
Yep.
Remember the first year we were here, it was great. So, anyway, I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we have mega work to do.
Luckily, I'll be sitting on a tractor.
And I'll be grabbing a shovel or trying to go to work, one or the other.
Oh, God. always, this grass is insane. Pull that, will you?
It's just gonna grow back.
Not if you get the roots.
Man,
See, there's a clump under there of roots under this board.
is there? Let's see. Ow! There's also a finger under the board. Thank you. Every time I grab the camera, she's gotta give me a chore.
Here we go.
You didn't get it all.
No, and you have to because it spreads.
Well, I'm tired of weeding and needing to be weeding.
You're gonna have a long life.
No. How many more years are we going to be able to do this? I figured you'd be tired out by now.
I'm just setting this all up so that when you learn how to do it, I can sit up with my feet up and have a
I thought we were just setting it up so we could throw it on the market for $1 million and then set our feet up.
yeah, that's it.
We're getting too old for this. We got some construction going on the barn up there. Got the barn guys. Things are definitely happening here. So I got to run to work, which is unfortunate. I'd love to stay here all day and help you, but
That's okay. You can come back and help.
the bank will not allow it. All right. Yeah, don't do anything I would do.
No, I think I'm gonna. You know what? Should I keep this pad here with the white rocks, or am I going over that? Because that's a nice base, and it's different from in there.
The problem is you don't have enough. You got a few bald spots here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go right up to the.
Well, you got to make sure the door is going to close. I think you're going to end up having to pull that rock out then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's fine. It's kind of in there temporarily anyway.
Yeah, it's fine to spend money on rock
No,
and then
I'm
just
saying
mix it with the rest of the stuff. Now, that is what's happening. I kind of like that though.
Yeah, I like that there's a pad there.
Yes. So maybe we'll leave it and then you can go dig through the pile of dirt that you mixed all the rest of the rocks in with over here.
Take this and dump it. I'm done with that.
All right, guys, I'm about to take a dump and we will be back.
Look at that. You said I didn't have time.
So yeah, I think we're gonna bail on the flowers and we're gonna just start Shelley's excavation and driveway. What do you think?
It wasn't fun.
You did a great job.
Not bad.
It looks great.
All right, I gotta go get out.
Yep. Yeah. She's amazing. How's that new tractor? sounds like the tractor had a fracture. What's going on over here, Emily?
Can't get started yet.
Because there's not enough weight on that seat.
We're gonna get a couple rocks.
Excuse me? What, are you going to sit on some rocks? Really? That's not going to work. That's going to be very uncomfortable. You're going to have rock butt. What is that? That's not going to work either, I don't believe. What do you think you're doing? No. I don't know how you think that's going to work. It's not. We're here with Emma Lou, who last month won this brand new 18-year-old tractor, and she claims she's had nothing but problems with it. What seems to be the issue? Are you not happy?
Can't get a stupid start, which is the freaking problem.
Well, you just had it running. Is it possible that maybe you're just not big enough for this tractor yet?
Can you show me how to...
Maybe you bit off a little more than you can chew, Emily.
Can you show me how to start it again?
You're going to have to step on that brake all the way down and then turn the key. There you go, Emily. Wait a minute. All right. Oh, she's got rocks on the back. That little squirt, she did do that. It worked too. Are you kidding me? Emma Lou. Look at all the cars you got here for your garden tour today.
Yeah.
So if you people start complaining about a short video, now you know. Been very busy this week, but we'll try to keep you posted on what's happening. Yes, we did have a lot of fun. So yeah.
Got a lot done.
Oh.
Although we had fun too.
Yes, we got a lot done.
The rain, man. It wasn't supposed to rain. We were supposed to have no rain, but we're on rainy weekends. It has rained every weekend since November 12th of last year. And so apparently when they changed it to no rain today, it changed itself back because it's on a roll.
So what do you have to offer here?
Same things that I've been showing you for...
Well...
So we have pepper. Oh, look at striped peppers. You see the stripes on them?
Yeah.
They're called candy cane. Candy cane peppers. Oh, that's not going to work.
So my wife makes every person who purchases a plant sign a release form that we get
it's adoption papers.
We get visitation rights, especially for the tomato plants.
Yeah.
We're allowed to come visit and see them because it's very hard to part with these beautiful plants.
They're edible.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Edible roses. And they smell good. They taste good. They're beautiful. And look how loaded they are. Proven winners.
So what makes them edible?
Well, roses are edible anyway, but you don't want to eat most of them. But this is specifically edible.
Cool.
So that's exciting. I've never eaten a rose, but now I may try. What is the rose? It's what is it called? Flavorette apricot, and it's pretty, but it's actually made for edible. We're doing a lot of edible flowers in the high tunnel, so I saw that and I was like, yeah. So I'm kind of
all right, folks, we got a lot of people here today, so I'll try to keep you posted on what's happening. So yeah, I spent the week mowing. I think I mowed about 8 acres. But yeah, farm looks pretty good. Got a bunch of people walking out in the fields. Let's hope nobody falls in a gopher hole. I'm waiting for the, have you been hurt in an accident? Call 1-800-ambulance chasers and we'll get money for you. Wife is marking things up. I told her We have
I was gonna keep the
inflation.
prices low, but I had this guy in my ear saying no.
Raise the prices, tariffs. We're gonna do like our government. We're gonna take advantage of any crisis we create.
Yeah. I don't know who ate this one, but.
So yeah, I don't have to work today. That's the one good thing. I'm kind of like just hanging out, you know, helping the wife out when she needs it.
I need some of that cookies, some of the cookies upstairs.
Yeah, I know. What's up with that? I figured, you know, you might have a little tray down here for the help. But that's probably why we don't have help. You just don't take good care of your help.
That could be.
Well, looks like we have a few more customers. So, yeah. I'm going to try to put together a show today. Keep it here.
I don't want right now.
I don't get a chance to film you today. This place has been bombarded with people.
Yes,
What?
and I still have lots of tomato plants.
Yeah, we haven't had too many
But
buyers,
the
but
good thing is though, I haven't planted up the kids' garden yet, and I know they're gonna be expecting tomatoes. So the good thing is I have 3-foot tomato plants that have tomatoes on them. So by the time camp starts, they will be thrilled. It'll be like I just had them there all along.
we did sell a couple tomatoes. We
Yeah, we
parted with them.
We did.
It was heartbreaking, or should I say heartburning.
Oh, look at this. Poor thing. You stuck them in the shrubs.
What are those?
Those are climbing roses. They're going on the silo. I want roses climbing up the silo. So pretty
Oh, do
soon
ya?
I'm about to dig out this part right here because this is the sunny side, and I want roses climbing up. So yeah.
Rose is like a vine though. You had me remove vines.
Yeah, but this is one that I want, not an invasive.
So yeah, it was a busy week here at the farm.
Busy, yeah.
Got a lot done. We actually had the carpenter show up, which was cool. 2 carpenters, that is.
Yeah.
Blake gave me the rundown of the carpentry job, or he tried to last night.
Did he know what was happening?
He's no Bob Vila, I can tell you that. Yeah, you know, we had this door. We called it Shorty because it came up short. And it had about a 6-inch gap underneath. Can you show us the work instead of being distracted? So
4 step railing.
it's funny, we had 2 carpenters here this week. So we have our barn guy who's doing the siding, and we have Dale and Tara who have been helping us out. They built the cooler room. So
Some strawberries.
Tara and Dale did the door, and then the stairs. And then our barn guy, John, and his buddy came and they did the siding and the sill this morning.
I don't like this door handle though.
So
I guess
they're going to come back next week and they're going to work on the doors. So we're going to have this front pretty much squared away finally. After 3 years, the front of this barn is going to start looking like it's finally complete. So thanks for the tour and all your carpentry knowledge, Blake. I'm sure that the viewer learned a lot, and we can see why you're the host of this home garden tour edition here.
Whoa, my strawberries.
Look at the strawberries.
Oh, they're small. They're so small.
Now, how
Because
come
I didn't fertilize them, probably.
how come the rodents aren't eating these? It almost seems like the
I'm
ones.
eating them right now.
Yeah. It almost seems like the ones in the high tunnel were getting eaten, but I was down here chowing the other night too because my wife doesn't make me dinner anymore.
No. The good news is you're old enough to do it yourself.
Well, the good news is we still have Chef Boyardee ravioli in the pantry.
Wow, we actually have a lot of strawberries ready. They're so small. Remember? Oh, you know why? Because the big ones are this one. These ones down here. Wow, we should have picked a while ago.
So overall, pretty happy with the turnout today. We met a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh gosh, everyone seems quite thrilled.
I know. I got 2 paint jobs out of it. Oh boy,
that.
look at that.
You got 2 paint jobs? Good. I'll take commission.
Yeah, right? Gonna need them to keep paying for this place.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it would have been nice if the tour was like in July when we had flowers. But
well, that's the thing, you know. I think one guy was like, "Where's the garden?" And I'm like, "It's a farm tour, and we just bought the place 2 years ago." So
he sounded just like that too.
Yeah.
Where's the greenhouse? It's
well,
up.
hopefully, when he went there and saw the dahlias blooming, he was calmed down. I'm sorry to waste your time on your weekends.
Yeah, but who else is?
Most people have been curious about this place, and so the fact that they're coming and realizing what we're doing is, they're very supportive.
Well, there's also what other gardens that they have on their tour? They wouldn't have any flowers that we wouldn't have here, right?
Oh no, they would have stuff. Yes, like for example, clematis, roses, geum, iris. There's a lot. Baptisia, astilbe. Like if you have that arranged in a beautiful setting, I'm sure they're amazing. The problem is they have this tour at a terrible time of year for perennials. So, you know, you gotta have some annuals, but if you plant the proper things for bloom in June, early June, then you're fine.
Well, I can testify that you're not the greatest garden tourist because you stopped right here and started picking strawberries.
I can't help it.
Can you show me what we did this week at the farm?
I can, but I'm busy.
We need a video here.
I am busy. Oh my God.
I was bugging her all week. I'm like, we got to film something because, you know, on Saturday, you're going to be far too busy to be talking to me on camera.
I'm actually tired of talking. I talk so much, I talk myself right out of talking.
She says that on video, but when the camera's off, the mouth continues to talk.
You know what? I'm actually good material for you.
You are. You never stop rambling.
No, if I'm in a good mood.
Which, you know, unfortunately, it seems every time we have an event, you get all worked up.
Well, everybody gets worked up.
And it's hard to film her.
It's very stressful. Oh my gosh, we got a truck.
I know. We could have already had this tour done.
Where can I put these?
Put them on the table. There you go, people. Pick your own strawberries.
Whoa. We have such a slope here that they're rolling off. That's cute. And I'm gonna take a picture.
It's beautiful. So yeah, what did we do this week down here? It looks like you cleaned everything up nice.
Well, except for this mess that I wanted to get to, but I ran out of time.
Well, when you're not busy putting in driveways and other excavation work.
Look at this. Gorgeous. Like, this is literally the most gorgeous flower. Geum. Blazing sunset. And we have coral ones. Oh, that one's kind of done.
Yeah, the coral.
Hold on. Well, these just got planted, so they're much smaller.
Don't look too good.
And also, these guys just got planted. So you can't see, but this is a whole hedge of Russian sage. So that's gonna be pretty because when this blooms, it's gonna be all purple. It's gonna be a nice purple hedge. And I'll tell you what else I did. I planted butterfly weed and Russian sage here. Like, most people are looking at this and they're gonna think these are weeds. But when we open this up for tours in like 3 years, it's gonna be.
So for 3 years, I have to look at that.
Wow.
Thinking it's not a weed.
Look at this. Every seedling in this row has escaped. You see it? Every seedling.
Where did it escape to?
Dailies. The dailies. The daylilies are literally loaded.
She
See,
misses
this is the
every
thing.
joke.
Most people are going to be like, they don't realize like the significance of this right here. But
You don't recognize the significance of that one-liner.
look how big this guy is. Bumblebee. Huge.
What are you going to do with these? Oh, you're letting them grow out
What do you
so
mean
they
what
can
I'm
get
gonna do?
wide.
I'm not doing anything with
All right, so come on, take me on this tour here. We don't have all day.
Right,
You may have to go to work.
Yeah, but we also have people coming, so maybe we should be there. Beautiful. Peach. Look at the bright red stems on this and the bloom. Like this isn't even in bloom. This hasn't puffed out yet. But like this one. Here it is. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? I love astilbe. Do you know, I went to a wholesaler and they were selling astilbe and they were like $3 a stem for astilbe. Like it was $15 for 5. It's not puffed out yet. This is just the bud, but it'll be fun.
You would still be perfect, baby.
All right, well, there's people coming now, so let's not.
All right, so come on.
All right, we'll go up to the high tunnel and film.
So I guess we're going to have to go to the store probably. We have people coming. All right, folks, we will be back.
Yeah. And then this guy, like, oh, actually, these are coming up.
Well, maybe we're still here. What are these over here with the sawdust surrounding them?
That is, I made Madison put that in so I could see where she planted them, so I know if they are gonna. That is called Quiet. No, I always do it. I always think Quiet Riot because of the bands. Remember the '80s band?
Yeah, come on,
Quiet
feel the
Riot?
noise.
Come on, feel the noise. Well, anyway, this is called Violet Riot, and every time I go to say the name, I say Quiet Riot. Just
Yeah, well,
so it's coming. So yeah, so they're actually starting to green up, except for that one. That doesn't look so well, but yeah. And I have actually this. This is apricot fresco. Last year I loved this. This was new last year. It's not colorful yet, but it's beautiful and it's loaded with buds and they're just pretty. They're doubles. Hello. Hi.
all right, we'll be back, folks. Just wanted to point out the paint job we did this week. And
You need me for that?
yeah, I wanted you to be
Go
like
around and show people
I
what
wanted
did.
you to be like Vanna White. Start walking around,
Wow.
stick your hand out.
There's a bird on the silo.
Yeah, there's birds everywhere. We have a couple nests in here. So yeah, me and the boys did a little scraping and painting this week. We're here in the basement where today, because it's rained every single day,
Yeah.
we are going to try to paint these walls. Get this place looking a little brighter and nicer, really.
Yeah, you
Unfortunate-
could use that treatment.
Unfortunately, it's not a nice job, and I don't know if that was supposed to be a sarcastic response, Cody, but we'll discuss it off camera. Anyway, yeah, wife is looking forward to seeing what's happening. Hopefully, we won't get the same, why'd you do it like that? We'll get you're the best, right? That's what we're going for. We're going for the you're the best compliment here. So,
Have you gotten that a lot, Brian?
oh, I get it all the time. Yeah, it's like you can do no wrong.
You need to do a little cleanup.
Well, yeah, don't mind the mess over here. I only got to that wall and then I had to stop because, the wife.
It looks better, but it smells horrendous.
Well, it smells better than the 80-year-old bird crap that was up there. Yeah, look, we have a nest up there.
Yeah, I know.
They snuck in here. They found a way to get in. So are you going to be able to give me a high tunnel tour at all today?
When
Or
I was up at the high tunnel earlier, we were talking about dahlias because some of the dahlias are in bloom, and there was an oriole, a black and orange bird, like the oriole, came down and landed in the driveway. So it was so exciting because like everyone was standing there and I'm talking about doggies and it just standing there, like totally distracted me. And I was like, oh my God, everyone was amazed.
By an Oriole?
Oriole, like the bird.
I get amazed by an Oreo,
Ugh.
but you never seem to find any of those around our house. Anyway,
Really?
honey, we need to...
Oh, you're so clever.
Thank you. About time. You got my sense of humor here. So I want to try to film the high tunnel. You did a great job this week. We got some dahlias blooming. There's too many people up there. What's the deal? Are we going to have to do a to be continued video here or what?
Sure. Beautiful.
All right, here we are, folks.
The
I
only thing really to see up here
finally got my wife up here at the high tunnel.
dahlias.
Those look
Beautiful.
sweet.
Yes, beautiful. This is creme brulee.
Where?
This one right here. This one. That's creme brulee. Is it? Am I lying? I don't know. Yes, actually it is. This is honeycomb. Beautiful. And this one is daybreak. All new KAs. Which is
So now that they're bloomed, is that a problem or no?
no, it's great.
Will they bloom again this
They're
year?
gonna bloom until the frost takes them.
So they'll keep blooming.
They will.
So you could sell them then if you wanted to, right?
No, those are new KAs. Those
Oh,
are
those
not
are-
ever up for sale at the moment. But hopefully I will have much success with getting enough to sell, yes.
So what did you do here? Can you stop getting distracted by your plants and show me
Actually, I'm doing
this
what needs
tour?
to be done.
What did you do this week to get ready for the
This
tour?
one. This is exactly what I'm showing you. I'm showing exactly what I did.
What did you do?
I am growing these up and around because then they don't fall over and they don't break, and it's tall enough in here to grow these vertical so they don't break. And it's sort of like, because they don't have tendrils, but if you wrap them around,
I don't know. That's an awful lot of tomatoes. You think that's a ton of tomatoes? Pull the high tunnel down?
I'm not, yeah, right.
What's the weight limit on the high tunnel roof here?
I don't know. It's not going to be enough for,
These beams going to be able to support the weight
I hope so.
of that beefsteak tomato?
I
that
don't
you're-
know. No, these are all smaller, like cherries. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Wow, those caught up quick.
So I notice none of these tomatoes are blooming
All blooming.
or popping out a
Better get your
tomato.
glasses on.
So all those little flowers here turn into tomatoes, right?
Oh, great. Yes, all the flowers. You just said, I noticed they're not blooming, and they're all in bloom.
Well, I was talking about producing a tomato, so
I'm a little concerned that my red noodle beans, out of all of these trays, only 5 sprouted. That's strange. I don't usually have such bad success. All right, so the good thing is the tomatoes got trellis, so they're not falling over anymore. Yeah, did I just say tomatoes? Peppers. And then these are new. This is the mojito cucumber. And they're starting to get to the point where you do have to train them. So what I will do, they don't have tendrils, so you actually have to like tie them up. But I am going to grow them vertically so that the varmints do not get in here. And our peppers are pretty much,
Wow.
oh my gosh, they're almost there. They're good. Actually, we need to add water in here. And this basil plant, I'm going to collect seed from because it's speckled. And I like the weird stuff. So I'm going to save that. We actually have green peppers. These are close.
that is really close.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
That's real. You could probably pick that one
I
right
could,
there.
but I'm not going to. It's not quite ready.
Why not?
Actually, there's even better ones here.
Oh my goodness, pick that pepper.
No, these are actually Emerald Giant. So we're doing that.
So how do you know the proper time to pick a pepper?
I know, it's not quite there. It's almost there. Not quite there, though. And then the other ones are the little gourmet ones, like the Emma and Blake like.
Yeah.
That's these. So this one, actually it does have tendrils. I lied. But they don't like, they need help when they're growing up because the weight of the cucumbers will pull them off if you don't, you know, tie them up. Oh, here's another one. See this?
What I saw that on one of my plants this morning on a geranium. What do you think that is?
This is a speckled basil.
Oh, it's
That's actually intentional. Like that's
Oh,
actually a good
okay.
thing. But if you have like black on your geranium, sometimes it's like a fungal leaf spot.
It's so wet. I have
Yeah.
a feeling that's what.
Yeah. So,
So
but
that's
this one I'm excited about because that's here it's all covered. So when we water, we just we use a
You know what
hose.
you're doing, yeah.
But yeah, it is hard to keep up with the watering though in such a big place. Yeah. So.
Well, how many peppers are you gonna have here?
A lot. Look at
Holy
this.
smoke!
I know this one's cute. This one is orange. So orange peppers.
It's almost
That's a
like
good
they,
variety because even in the pot they're producing multiple ones.
and you can freeze peppers
I love
too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of freezing them, but yeah, you can. Oh my gosh, the peppers like it in here.
So what did you grow here? What is this stuff?
That's the heirloom chrysanthemums, which are also edible, but I'm actually growing them so that I can have sprays in the fall. So, but these were cuttings that I got. It was so cold and rainy that they actually started to trigger bloom, which never happens on these. So we've had such a cold, disgusting spring that they thought it was fall and tried to bloom. I hope it doesn't mess up their late season bloom cycle, but so now I'm just literally pinching back so that it bushes out their growth. Probably have to fertilize them at some point. But even these guys are pretty big, but they've actually beefed up a little bit.
Now, why are they so small?
But we
Just
already trellised because they're new.
because you started those?
Yes.
Is that
That's
a
why
plan?
that's what I just said. They were succession planted. So like these guys are going to be producing and fine when they're kind of done or like over the top or diseases take them, then these guys will be up, and we already started the trellising for it. So
That's Blake once again.
no,
Oh.
actually it's not.
So why do you plant these flowers in between those? Just for
Because it attracts
decoration?
No, it attracts bees and pollinators, so you get more pollination, but it also repels bugs and it attracts bad bugs. Like it's a trap crop also. So like certain bugs like it. Bees will come in and pollinate more, and they also repel things. It's like a triple, I don't know, it's like a triple benefit.
So what's up with this portion of the garden? You're gonna rototill that?
No, it's done, but I wanna dig up the corn. I'm gonna save them, so they have to die back, which is a slow, ugly, boring process. But
So I noticed the kale. Nothing ever happens to it. You always grow kale, and then it grows stale.
I know.
Like,
I'm not a big kale person.
well, then why are we growing
I don't
kale?
know. It's healthy, I guess. I don't
Maybe
really
we
know.
should bail on the kale.
I think so. I don't
Yeah,
know. It actually does well.
it always looks good, but
I know nothing eats it. Actually, not even.
no.
Actually, I lied. Something is.
Yeah,
But this looks great. You know.
you never fail to grow kale. You just, you
No,
know.
I'm actually very good at growing kale. But
So what are you growing out in your gardens quick? Like, what did you plant
I didn't
this
get anything
week?
out there. No.
Nothing?
It was too wet.
Yeah.
I sank the tractor. I went in the row and the tractor went down and I was like, oh shit. And I gassed it. I hit the pedal, put the throttle up and got out, but barely.
Well, I just want
I
to.
might have buried it at some point this week if I actually tried.
I was really hoping to try to just get you out there to show everybody the magnificent mowing job.
Well, go for it. Boy, you want to show off your painting skills and go for it.
Well, how
You
often
don't need
is
me
this
for that.
farm going to look this fabulous?
You don't need me for that.
You know, we weeded, we did everything this week at this farm.
Yeah.
So I called in sick on my real job to come get sick of mowing.
Yeah.
And I am sick of mowing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
These need to be watered.
we're definitely gonna have to come up here tomorrow, do some watering.
Actually, or yeah, we gotta run the sprinkler maybe while we're going to pick up.
Like those
Actually, well,
those look like they're coming up.
no, actually, those. Let me show you what happened. I had
Oh my goodness, it's plant abuse.
bags of lily bulbs that I'm still behind in getting in, and so we had a whole bunch of those, and we put them in like a couple weeks ago. We got some in, and so they're a little stressed out right now. But those are perennial, so those are going to come back. So what if I was smart? I would clip the buds off, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to let them just kind of do their thing. But we do have like, we already filmed like the eucalyptus, right?
I don't know what we filmed.
And like the snapdragons are starting. But these, you know, these are going to bloom. These are going to be pretty. There's lots of the buds on them. They're just in between right now. So we'll see. They're not really being eaten. Some are not really thrilled, but we'll find out.
Oh, the gardens are looking good.
No, they're not. They're looking very.
Like what happened to these two sections here? These were the zinnias that didn't make it, or?
These are losing anthus that didn't make it. These froze. So these we planted really early. And this section over here, we actually, see them? They're right here. They're pretty much non-existent. But down here, we have Nigella, which actually froze also, but it's coming back, and there's pretty blue flowers.
Nigella.
Nigella. So, and you know what? They're not tall. Like normally you would have those in bouquets. They're not tall. Holy crap, the stalk is up though.
No, it looks like you're doing well.
My stalk. It's called stalk.
Oh,
In case you're not getting the point.
no, I'm like, oh, all our stock is up? Really?
My stalk never smells. It never has a fragrance. Anyway, this is all stock, so I could be cutting this.
Your socks, on the other hand.
Yeah. So this also wasn't real thrilled with what we did, but I think it did as good as it could do because of the fabric. And Sorrent is starting to grow. It's getting a little hot for it though now. This is all cool season stuff. And then we have some beaded cress. So I'm using that for filler, some filler. You know, everything's coming in. It's coming in slow, but it is coming in. Snapdragons. So these are the later snapdragons. I should pinch those, but I'm not going to because they're kind of late at this point. I have no idea what that is on the outer edge, but I think that's also Sorrent.
This stuff here.
Yeah, I think it was extra Sorrent that I had that I just put along the edge.
It's lucky because I almost weed-eated it. That's what it is.
That's pretty. So that's my version of yarrow. I like this.
So that's ready to
bright
go,
red.
right?
No, not yet. That's got to open a lot more. It's full budded. Like this doesn't care where it's growing. So that's helpful. The Veronica looks good. I got to actually cut this back. See the bloom? I got to cut that back a little bit. Like I just got to pinch them so that they bush out more. But that should send out big spikes like this, only about up to here, because these are all babies. And most of the roses I thought died are still alive, so I do have some roses. I wonder how many noses have been on this roses. That's something you would say.
Not really.
Yes.
I'm not that corny.
Yes, you are.
That was horrible.
You are. This is starting to go wide. I like them when they grow up in the middle.
Now,
this is pretty.
Shouldn't you
Look at
trim
this
that
guy.
to avoid that from getting wide? Or
I'm
no?
not trimming anything that looks that good right now. My Woodgelia is very small, but it looks good.
So what about those two other holes right there that you just walked past that don't look good?
Well, It just so happens that I bought 2 roses at the plant at the nursery right now that I can plug in there.
I could have sold those today for
No.
$60 a pop.
Well, then I would have lost.
They're more than that.
That's why you're not allowed to sell them.
You know, I knew you were buying
No,
them
it's
for
just-
some reason.
The problem is the shipping. Anyway, I got those because they're called Flavorette Apricot something, but garden answer. I saw a video where she was talking about flavorful, like edible roses, and I was like, oh, because I'm focusing on edible flowers too. And she went over them and she was just like raving about them. So I went on and I read it, and then nobody had them in stock, and then I found Proven Winners Direct had it, and you could get the small little quart, or you could get the 2-gallon size. And I'm glad I got them because they're actually loaded with buds and they sent them beautiful. So it was a little expensive. I think they were like $69 with shipping.
Whoa,
I know.
holy
We
smoke.
got something in there. Damn.
That's an anaconda hole.
Somebody could lose a leg.
I know, I'm surprised we haven't had
Oh
a
my God.
injury here today.
Get out.
That's new too.
Get out. Get out.
Damn.
That is deep. Holy crap. Something is moving in.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't seem like they're eating any of your stock.
Well, it seemed like they're about to get real close.
Well, I don't recall giving him
Get
permission
out.
to put it right there. You'd think he would be inconspicuous too. Stupid gopher.
What do we do about that? Look,
Uh,
wrap 'em.
Dynamite. You can smoke them out, I guess. So, all right, honey, looks like we're probably going to have to cut this week's video short because, you know,
Did you notice the lavender got weeded?
I noticed you didn't pick up the mess you made, is what I noticed.
I didn't do it. Kata was here doing it, and I told her to leave it in a pile, and I would come get it with the tractor, but I didn't have time. But isn't this remarkably smaller lavender than what's over there? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but yours over there at the barn, it's not even turning purple yet, is it?
No, it's because it's still building massive buds. Like, this is actually okay, but it's still small.
Yeah, but the stuff over at the barn also probably has more fertilizer and stuff in it.
I haven't done crap to it. I put it in, and I have not touched it. It actually thrives on neglect.
So that means you haven't fertilized
That's
it.
a different variety.
But if you haven't done crap to it, then that's really just a short version of you didn't fertilize it.
No, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They just grow. They're just in sun. But these are they're in just as much sun, and they're, Munstead. Not too thrilled. So.
Well, I enjoyed spending the entire day with you today at the garden tour.
Actually, I know what this. Hold on, I just discovered something. You can end it. I'm
No,
just gonna tell you.
my God,
What you want to get it on film?
what did you discover?
Okay, so I ordered 150 lavender plants.
When? Nobody approved
Right here.
this with me.
No, right here.
Oh,
I ordered 50 for there. That's the phenomenal. I ordered 50 Munstead and 50 Hidcoat. And I'm now able to see the difference because look at how dark. This is Munstead. See how dark it is? Actually, watch. Look at the difference. This is Hidcoat.
well,
They are
stop moving it.
completely different colors. Hidcoat is almost a grayish purple blue. So what happened was I potted them all up, and then when they grew in, I couldn't tell what was what. So they all got mixed up on the pallets, and I was like, oh crap. So then I just planted them. But I really wanted to have different types, and I still will have that, but they're
So what you discovered is you're disorganized.
oh God, I knew that, but I mean, it didn't surprise me that happened. Wow.
Looks like you need to do some weeding in these
I'm not
gardens.
weeding these. I'm actually going to leave them. I might mow them down and just see if they rebloom in the fall.
Why?
Because they're too small to use. They're already flowering and they're too small. Or I can come in and pinch them and just see if I fertilize them and they help.
So what's going over here? I see we
But it's wet. I don't know if the dahlia's gonna like it there.
made more rows for me to mow.
I don't know what to do with the dahlias. Also, you need to leave this whole hillside. You're cutting it down, and I don't want it cut down. I want it left.
So I spent about 2 hours this week mowing stuff that my wife said, you don't need to mow that.
You shouldn't mow that. That's so pretty.
Well, you could have told me before I mowed it.
You mowed over that.
It's always after.
Yeah, but you mowed over it. Why would you mow over something that's so pretty like that?
I'm going to mow over you in 2 minutes here.
No, I'm serious.
Well, I'm fine with that. I figured you would have said, these weeds are going to seed. It's going to blow into the high tunnel.
I love this.
Well, good. I'll let it grow.
Let it, yes.
You also said clover today.
Right here.
It's good to leave clover all over. Yep.
Yep. And this whole hillside is clover.
Because the rodents love clover, and
Yes.
so do the deer.
No. Deer don't really eat the clover. I mean, they do. I'm sure they do. But the rabbits and the groundhogs, they love clover. So if you leave clover for them in patches, that's their preference. They want that first.
Do you think they're looking over a 4-leaf clover, or? Well, anyway, that's going to be the garden tour of the farm tour, right?
A new one. Beautiful.
Not yet.
Who's this? Rosie Joe? This looks like a little Rosie Joe. Rosie Joe. Oh my God, I'm starting to learn my dahlias.
So how come you didn't bring some of these down and put them on the stands
Because people-
today?
Because these are varieties you can't get. They're brand new this year.
Then what are they doing out here where somebody can come and get them? These should be under lock and key if they're KAs.
Really?
Yeah.
They are. I have cameras right now watching.
Well, watching somebody in a ski mask take our most valuable flowers.
Actually, I could have put some dahlias in bouquets. People would be like, what? How you got dahlias so early?
So how about this?
Uh-oh, we got something that's going through here. That's not good.
It might have been one of the people that came up and decided to
No, this
help
is,
themselves to a KA.
No, this is something that got knocked over by something running through the... We do have things living under here because when I lift them up, I see stuff running. And I actually have caladiums this year, which are finally, because it's finally above freezing, they're finally starting to sprout. So these are actually shade plants. So as soon as they sprout, I'm gonna have to bring them to my home and put them in the shade garden.
Is that what you grew them for?
Yeah, I got actually one of our followers sent me a gift certificate for caladiums, and so I bought them. Actually, it was last year, and then I didn't have the time to get them and do them justice last year. So this year, I used the gift certificate and I purchased a whole bunch. And I purchased one called Pink Panther because Emma loves Pink Panther, so it's kind of cute.
I know one of our followers sent me some earplugs. Not sure why.
Not a piece of duct tape for your mouth?
I thought it might be because I was weed eating in the last episode, but I think it might be for another reason.
Yeah, Holly Hills Pollyanna is not looking good. It's dying back, and none of them did well. So that one's a little, like, see, I'm learning which ones are like a little thin.
All right, so here's a question for you. See how these dahlias are growing tall? Now, aren't they kind of shading the other ones?
Yes,
Like,
that's why they need to go in the ground.
so these are in pots. Shouldn't you kind of take the higher
Yes,
plants and move them?
like this one.
Like, yeah.
So this should have tons of leaves, but because it's in the center, it's not really doing that. So what I did was I pinched it, and now all these little side shoots are going to put a thing out. This is Bloomquist Allen. And Bloomquist Allen is actually showing a weird leaf. See that? I don't know if this is nutrition because he's starting to get stressed because look at the other bottom ones. I don't know. So we have to watch him a little bit. But, you know what? Actually, they all look good though. I'm not upset about any of these things. So they all look healthy, but they're gonna start being stressed. Like they're in pots and they're not like they're ready to get out. I gotta put them in the field. It's a big task. So that's what I'm doing next week.
Oh, I wish I could help you, but weather looks good for me.
Yeah.
So hopefully you and Maddie enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm sure if the weather holds out.
I like these flowers right here. These are annuals.
Yeah.
They're cone flowers.
No, they're not.
Um,
First of all, annual coneflowers are not annuals. So the fact that you said it's an annual and then you followed it up with it's a coneflower is disappointing.
that was a run-on sentence.
This is calendula.
Calendula.
Yep. And it's pretty. Lots of different varieties in here.
And why is it here?
It's a mix. It's beautiful. Why are you here?
Well,
Same reason.
exactly. I'm beautiful.
No.
Oh. All right. You want to explain deeper, or?
No. I
No.
was just saying, why are you said, why is it here? I said, well, why are you here? I don't know.
You're mean.
This is all basil. Oh, I'm ready to go eat lunch and pick up my son, who I'm sure is ready.
I know.
The market's over.
She planted poor Blake at another place selling plants with a couple elderly ladies.
I think he did better than me, too.
He probably did. The kid knows how to sell. He's good at BSing.
Yeah.
All right, honey. Well, thanks for the tour. Later.